Welcome to UFC on ABC 9, live from Abu Dhabi, where the octagon transforms into a proving ground of spirit, will, and legacy. As the main card kicks off, all eyes turn toward two light heavyweights who refuse to back down. Nikita Krylov and Bogdan Guskov aren't just here to fight. They're here to define what it means to endure, to evolve, and to emerge stronger. In a division built on strength and skill, these two athletes bring something even more valuable: the ability to adapt and rise, even in the face of setbacks. Forget the knockouts for a moment. This is about mindset, preparation, and how two warriors prepare for a high-stakes chess match with their careers hanging in the balance. Nikita the Miner Krylov enters the cage with a legacy built over a decade in the UFC. With a 30-10 record, and having faced some of the division's toughest contenders, Krylov brings not only experience, but also a style that mixes calculated striking with unexpected grappling finesse. He averages 4.33 significant strikes per minute and isn't afraid to step into danger to gain the upper hand. But beyond the numbers, it's Krylov's resilience that stands out. After a recent setback, a knockout loss to Dominic Reyes, Krylov finds himself at a crossroads. Is this the start of a new chapter, or the closing of a long journey? That's the question he seeks to answer under the bright lights of Abu Dhabi. On the other side stands Bogdan Guskov, a rapidly rising name in the UFC's light heavyweight division. Hailing from Uzbekistan, Guskov carries a 17-3 record and an aura of quiet confidence. His fighting style is efficient and sharp, landing nearly 4 strikes per minute, with accuracy that rivals even seasoned contenders. More importantly, his recent 3-fight win streak, including finishes over Zach Pauga, Billy Elikana, and Ryan Spann, speaks volumes about his momentum. Guskov is not just here to compete. He's here to make a statement, and while the spotlight might still favor veterans, Guskov is intent on stealing the show with poise, timing, and clean execution. Statistically, the matchup is tight. Both fighters stand at 6'3", with nearly identical reach, yet their strategies differ in subtle but important ways. Krylov incorporates takedowns, averaging over 2 per fight, showing a willingness to change levels and keep opponents guessing. Guskov, however, has never attempted a takedown in the UFC, preferring to maintain distance and control the pace on the feet. Their defensive metrics show vulnerabilities. Krylov absorbs around 2.5 strikes per minute, while Guskov takes just over 3.2. These numbers suggest that this bout will test not just their offense, but also their ability to manage damage, stay composed, and stick to their game plans under pressure. What truly separates this fight from others on the card is the narrative. For Krylov, this is about redemption, proving he still belongs among the elite after a difficult loss. For Guskov, it's about validation, that his current streak isn't a fluke, but the beginning of something special. Analysts remain divided. Some lean toward Krylov's versatility and years of experience. Others see Guskov as the fresher, more dynamic athlete ready to break through. And while fans expect fireworks, the real drama lies in the transitions, the adjustments, and the mental battles that play out in real time as both fighters push their limits. From a betting perspective, the odds makers favor Krylov, listing him at -202, while Guskov sits as a +172 underdog. Interestingly, the odds suggest a high likelihood that the fight will end before the final bell. However, beyond the betting lines and predictions lies a more meaningful takeaway. This bout represents the old-school MMA energy that fans fell in love with. Two warriors, no shortcuts, and everything on the line. Whether it ends in one round or goes the distance, Krylov versus Guskov is more than a fight. It's a moment, a chance for one man to rise and for the other to prove he never left. As we analyze the stylistic contrast, one can't ignore the psychological elements at play. Krylov has weathered storms in the octagon before and knows the pressure of high-stakes fights. His maturity as a fighter lies not just in technique, but in temperament. When under pressure, he's shown an ability to reset, refocus, and execute with clarity. Guskov, by contrast, carries the hunger of a rising prospect. He's tasted defeat early in his UFC run, but bounced back with poise and improvement. That bounce-back factor can't be overstated. It reflects adaptability, a trait often more valuable than raw power. Fans may look for highlight moments, but fighters know it's often the quiet mental wins, reading your opponent, timing a counter, controlling space, that decide outcomes. This fight could offer all of that in a subtle, compelling way. Training camps also tell a part of the story. Krylov, known for his disciplined work ethic, spent this camp tightening his grappling chains and refining transitions. His team has reportedly focused on exploiting Guskov's ground game in preparation. That strategy makes sense. When your opponent shows no inclination for wrestling, the ground becomes a tactical weapon. Guskov, on the other hand, has doubled down on his strengths, striking precision, footwork, and maintaining range. His camp has worked to sharpen his reaction time and defensive reads, expecting Krylov to pressure early. What's fascinating is how both corners understand the stakes and have built tailored game plans. These subtle strategic differences might be invisible to the casual viewer, but could ultimately shape the story of the fight in major ways. Media coverage around this fight has added to the intrigue. Despite not being the main event, it's generated a buzz that suggests people see potential in this matchup. Analysts are calling it a dark horse fight of the night, not for wild exchanges, but for its potential to surprise. This may be a sign of shifting fan appreciation. Instead of just celebrating brawls, there's growing respect for smart, efficient, technical combat. Krylov versus Iko. Guskov sits perfectly at that crossroads. Two fighters with knockout ability, yes, but also with game plans, awareness, and the ability to adapt. It's this balance of brains and brawn that elevates a matchup from interesting to unforgettable. In many ways, it represents the evolution of modern MMA, where violence takes a backseat to craft.